Good evening to one and all. With immense pleasure, I welcome you all to the sixth day of our 6-day national level online faculty development program on excellence in education shaping tomorrow's classroom. Today's session is on the topic employability enhancement in students. This session is expected to provide valuable insight into bridging the gap between academic excellence and industry expectations, thereby preparing students for successful careers. To formally welcome the gathering, I invite Mrs. Subi MS, Head of English Department, to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening, everyone. A very warm and cordial welcome to our respected dignitaries, learned faculty members, and dedicated participants to the sixth and final day of this national level online faculty development program on excellence in education, shaping tomorrow's classroom, organized by the Internal Quality Assurance Cell of Nanjil Catholic College of Arts and Science, Kaliyakavali. Over the past 5 days, we have traversed a remember journey of learning, discussing innovative pedagogical tools and exploring the future of education. Today, as we conclude this enriching week, we culminate our efforts with a highly crucial theme: employability enhancement in students. It gives me immense pleasure and honor to welcome our esteemed secretary and correspondent, Reverend Dr. C. Stephen. Your visionary leadership and unwavering dedication have always been a driving force behind the success of our institution. I welcome you, Father. I extend a respectful and heartfelt welcome to our beloved principal, Dr. M. Amalanathan. Sir, your unwavering support and constant encouragement have been a driving force behind the success of this entire 6-day FDP. Welcome you, sir. It is an absolute privilege to extend a heartfelt welcome to our distinguished keynote speaker, Ms. Neethu R. Menon, Assistant Professor, Bharat Mata Institute of Management, Cochin. We are eager to learn from your expertise, ma'am, and on behalf of the management and the IQAC, I welcome you, ma'am. Most importantly, I want to welcome and congratulate all our participants joining us online from across the nation. Your consistency, enthusiasm, and active management over the last 6 days are what made this FDP a resounding success. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for your warm words of welcome. It is now my privilege to invite Dr. R. Ruba Rajashekar, Assistant Professor of English, to introduce today's distinguished resource person. Please, sir.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to introduce Ms. Neethu R. Menon, an assistant professor at Bharat Mata Institute of Management. She brings a powerful blend of corporate and academic expertise, having worked with top organizations like TCS and IDBI Bank. She holds a BTech and an MBA from NIT Calicut, where she graduated second in her rank. She also qualified the UGC NETS. As an active researcher, she specializes in operations management, big data analytics, and cybersecurity. Dear participants, please join me in extending a heartfelt welcome to our distinguished chief guest, Ms. Neethu R. Menon. Welcome, ma'am.
Thanks a lot for your warm welcome, sir. Yeah, I think we are good to start our sessions. Quick check, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Okay. So, yeah. Yeah. So, good afternoon, everyone. I'm really happy to be present here and to talk on the topic employability enhancement in students and bridging the industry academia gap. So, to begin with, can we have a good discussion in the beginning? So, I'll just post a link to you. Yes. Yeah, dear faculties, can you just quickly get into the link which I posted in the chat? Yeah, can you just give me some cool answers for this? What comes to your mind when you hear the word employability? Secure job, yes. Self reliance, great. Money, yes. Money is important. Some quick answers, please, faculties. Independent, yes. Being independent, again. Teamwork and collaboration, essential skills, definitely. Yeah, I think we'll continue. Okay. Okay, so today our discussion is all about how do we enhance the employability in students. Now, do you think that academics is the only part which helps student in landing up a job or a career? Definitely not, I guess. So being employable is not all about getting a job or getting placed at all. So I would like to start the session with a short story, a folk story about four wise men. So four wise men were walking through a forest. So they are excellent scholars, very knowledgeable people, and they also had a lot of magical powers. So they saw a lion's bones. So a dead lion's bones was lying in front of them, and these people, these scholars, saw it. So the first scholars told the rest of them, "We have magical powers and we have good knowledge about science as well. Can't we bring these bones back into life?" Then the second one told, "Yes, sure. Why can't we do that? So I can create muscles and tendons for the lion." The third one said that, "Yes, I can give it blood and veins." But the fourth one said, "Is it a good idea to bring a dead lion into life back?" But the rest three of them didn't listen to the fourth scholar. They went forward. They kept the bones together in perfect shape back into position, and the second scholar gave the bones the muscles and tendons, and the third scholar gave it blood and vein from water, and the third scholar who had magical powers gave life to it, gave it breathing, gave it life. While these three were doing the magical powers and all, the fourth one was searching for a tall tree where he could climb into. When they were doing this magic, he climbed a tree and the lion came to life. And what happened? The lion ate the three scholars, but the fourth one escaped somehow. So, what is the moral of the story in our perspective or in our scenario? They're highly educated scholars, but it did Did their knowledge help them in their life? No, right? What helped the fourth scholar? Wisdom. So, knowledge without wisdom is dangerous, or it is like water in sand, no use. It's all disappeared. So, without wisdom or without the practicality, without adapting to the industry, knowledge, whatever knowledge we are giving to the students in academics, does not make any sense. So, that is the crux of the presentation which I am going to give you today. So, we'll move on forward. Now, what do you mean by employability? So, employability just refers to the ability of the students to gain an employment, sustain an employment, and grow professionally through relevant knowledge, skills, attitudes, and adaptability. So, employability is not just about being placed in a job, or if we are able to give placement to our students, that doesn't mean that we make our students employable. Employability should always be future proof. So we are helping our students to get into careers which are making them future proof, which are futuristic. So they have the skills, both the technical and the soft skills, to help them grow in their career, sustain in their career, and switch their careers as well. So this is what you mean by employability. See the current scenario of what is happening in the industry, we can understand that a lot of students are getting graduated each year, and the number of students getting graduated each year has been increased year by year. But the companies or the industries are not actually able to find the required talent they need in their organization. Though we have a lot of graduated students, the companies cannot get enough talents from the pool of students which are being graduated. So if you look at the uh, like if you look at the statistics right now, you can see that there is an education and employment paradox, which I would like to call it. So around 55 percentage of the students the population are getting graduated each year, and 80% of the companies are not able to find the talent which they require in their organization. And you can see that 54.8 of the graduates are not being employed into organization, or the companies feel them unemployed, unemployable, or they don't have the skills to be employed in their organization. Now, around 47 percentage of the Indian graduates are unfit for any of the industry jobs. So they are not industry ready, or they're not ready to be placed into an organization. They do not have the skills to be placed into an organization. Now, if you look at the underemployment of graduates, around 50.3 percentage of the graduates and 28.1 percentage of the postgraduates are employed in semi-skilled jobs, which means that they might have studied a highly skilled job, but still they are not being employed in the right career, or they do not have the skills to fit into the right career. So they have to be moved back into semi-skilled jobs. So this is also causing an underemployment of graduates. Now, I have a question for you. Why do you think some of the average students which we have in our institute get placed easily, while some of the toppers even struggle to get placed? Do you have some reasons for this? I'm sure you would have noticed this. Lack of skill? Yes. Lack of job accessibility? Yes, toppers have only mugged up knowledge, language proficiency. Yes. They may have sound communication skills. Yes. So, from these discussions itself, I think it is very evident that it is not just syllabus, mugging up of syllabus that lands you into a job. There are a lot of other skills and like proficiencies which you require to land up in a good career. Now, the broken bridge. So, the industry academia gap. So, what we do usually, we just stick on to the syllabus and we actually teach our students what is there in the syllabus. Are we actually telling them where to apply this? I'm sure we would have all faced a question from the students. Ma'am, why do we have to learn all these things? Yes, even me as a student, I have asked my teachers, why, what is the application of this? Why are we going to use this particular formula in our life when you go for a job? So this is a common question which we all would have asked our teachers, or which we would have heard from our students. So this is a common mistakes, I think, which we as teachers usually make. We have asked these questions, but are we are we solving this question? Are we making sure that our students are not asking this question to us? So nobody would have told us about the applications of the particular theorem. But we as teachers should make sure that we do not face such a situation. Our students does not face such a dilemma about the application of the theories, whatever we are teaching. So whenever we take a topic, we should make sure that we clearly tell the students about the application, where it is being applied. So this is one thing which can bridge the gap, I think. So there are a lot of points which I would be telling you in the next slides to bridge the broken bridge between the industry and academia. So this is a uh, video which
This is a car from 1957. You might recognize it. Which is this car, guys? Ambassador, right? Okay, so I'm the only one who didn't know. Okay. So this is a car of 2025. Very cool. I'm not putting Lamborghini and all because it has been there for some time, but this is a car that released in 2025. Cool, right? Very advanced, has AI to drive it and stuff. This is a classroom of 1957. Wow, this is a classroom of 2025. We are developing cars, but what about our classrooms? Still a teacher standing in front of 60 people. Does that make any sense? Right? That needs to change. And fun fact, this is my classroom. Yeah, I love my school, by the way. I love my education, right? I love my teachers. But I want to make something I love better. I want to make the education system I love better. And from taking sessions at being at my school, from government school to taking sessions internationally at a lot of colleges, schools, including in India, one thing that I've seen is that our education system could be way better. Right, starting with the thing like schools should not teach us what to think. It should not. It should teach us how to think of a new idea, how to get a new idea.
Yeah. So some of you might have watched this video, which is like in Instagram and all the social medias recently. So this is a small child who's only 16 years old. He is talking about the education system, the gap in the education system. So he's showing a car which was long back 1957 and a car which is very new in the market, and he is telling us to see the difference. So we have developed a long way from introducing an ambassador car to introducing a latest EV car. So that is a long way which we have come in terms of technology, right? But what about the classrooms? That is the question asked by the kid. Have we gone far from the traditional classrooms to some kind of a modern classroom? Are we teaching new skills to students? No, yes, no, right? So we are developing the technology in the industry a lot. But are we teaching the students on how to adapt to this new technology? What are the new technologies that are there in the market? No. So this is the gap in the education system, which we all are lacking as teachers, right? So where exactly is the gap? So first thing is to introspect on ourselves, right? So this is an exercise which I would want each of the departments to do in between yourself to identify the gap. So first thing is like, how do you do this? You can sit as a department, and I want you to introspect on all these 3 points. First one is, what skills do industries expect from students in your institutions? So you can contact your placement cell, get in touch with the organization which is coming for the placement, and you can ask them, what do you expect from our students? So there will be some kind of skills in each domain they will be expecting, some kind of soft skills, some kind of new hard skills or technical skills which they would be expecting from the students. So you have to understand that. First is to identify the skills required. Another easy way to do this is to look at the job descriptions, which is easily available in platforms like LinkedIn. You can search for the jobs in your domain, and you can find the job descriptions of each of these jobs, and you can look into the skills part which they are asking the students from. So you can identify such skills which the industry is looking for in your students. Next is, what skills are students currently lacking? So we have identified the skills which are required in the industry, and next we have to introspect our students. Are they lacking these skills? Okay, so what are the skills which they are lacking, and why does this gap exist? That is the third question. Why does this gap exist? Are we are asked? Is it because our students are not good, or we are not giving them an opportunity to explore on these skills? So why does this gap exist is the third question which you have to introspect on, and each one of the department can identify at least one solution on why does this gap exist. To negate this gap, each department can at least find one solution for this. So this is what something which I would like all of the domain specific departments can do. Question would be to the faculties, are we preparing students for exams or for careers? Traditionally, if you see, it would be for exams, right? We are sticking on to the syllabus, we are making sure that they perform well in the exams. But once they go out from the college, do they have sufficient skills, or are they prepared to face the industry, or are they capable enough to fit into the industry? So that is what we have to address in the current scenario. Now, as faculties, what can we do for a better tomorrow of our students? So I've divided this into 3 levels: classroom level, assessment level, and the industry level. So in the classroom level, first thing is to introduce case studies to the students. So what is actually happening in the industry? We should act as a bridge uh, to let students know what is actually happening in the industry. So whenever you are taking a topic, you can search for a lot of case studies which is available with Harvard Business Review or ICMR case studies, or domain specifically you have a lot of free sites to get the case studies. So first thing is to introduce case studies in your curriculum or in your pedagogy, so that you can give students live examples of where the application of the particular topic lies with, or what are the to's and fro's of the topic, or what are the problems associated with it, how do you negate the problems. So all these are actually available in the industry. In the business examples, you can get a lot of examples on how people have applied this and how they have negated to all the problems with this topic. So case studies would be an excellent pedagogical tool which you can use. Next one would be simulations. So whenever you're teaching a topic, there are a lot of simulations, like live simulations, which are available in the internet. A lot of sites are there. So simulations will actually help the students to do a particular thing and understand the theory from it. So if you're taking a simple uh, theorem like central limit theorem, suppose you're taking it for example, have you actually shown the students about how the central limit theorem is working? Like, central limit theorem is like when you increase the data size, the graph becomes normal. Actually, are the students seeing that and learning from it? You can actually, there are a lot of simulations for these theorems which is available in various sites. So simulation is another excellent way about the practical application of the particular topics. Next one could be the group projects. You can give small projects to students to work in group, which is industry oriented. So group projects is not only improving their academia or the learning of the topic, but it also helps the students to work in a team and collaborate in a team. Peer presentations is also another topic. Like you can group the students into teams and do presentations, which would help them improve their confidence and their communication skills as well. Next one is in the assessment level. So we are commonly giving students exams, like internal exams, external exams, all would be there, where students just write down the theorem which they have learned. But what is the practical application of these theorem is not being assessed at all. So for this, you can introduce problem solving tasks, like small tasks which would be related to the industry. It could be at least a role play, that is a excellent problem solving task which you can give. So some problems which is happening in the industry and how can you solve them. Small case studies would be happening, or like role plays, anything of that kind. Next is real world assignments. So you can identify some problems in the industry and give assignments to students, like instead of writing down some assignments and keeping it as records and all, you can give them some real world applications. Next is presentations, again, which uh, as I mentioned in the classroom activity, presentation is also an excellent way of assessment. So when you're giving it as an assessment, students become more enthusiastic and become more serious on doing the presentation. So that is another way of improving the students for employability with the assessment part. Next, moving on to the industry part, you can invite guest lecturers from the industry to talk to the students. So they can have an interactive session with the guest lecturer who's coming from the industry itself, and they can clear their doubts. What is happening in the industry? What is the applications in the industry? How they should equip themselves to fit into the industry. So these are some of the usefulness of guest lecturers. Next is alumni interactions. You have a lot of students or alumni who's working in the industry right now. You can actually call them to mentor the students or talk to the students occasionally. So they would have a better perspective from a student to an employee. What is the shift, or what is the industry demanding? The alumni can directly deliver it to the students. Next is live projects. So a lot of companies like I think TCS, EY, they're providing live projects to the students. So they'll have some small projects within their organizations, and the faculties or the institution can actually approach these organizations to give live projects to the students. So that would be a direct exposure for the students to the industry. So how the industry is working, what are the projects involved in the industry, how they should improve on their skills to work on these projects. All these could be easily understood for the students. Next is internships. We can also approach companies for internships to students. It could be even in a sales role. If you're looking, there are a lot of festive sales happening. So at that time, these organization would need more manpower, right? So at that time, you can ask for internships for your students. If it is a holiday time, you can ask for internships, or even weekends, you can ask for internships. So if these students are able to go in and work in an industry, they can actually feel it, right? What are the challenges involved? How can they adapt? Is it adaptable for them? So all these things could be helpful for the students if you look into the better future. So we discussed about the technical skills part. Now, uh, technical skills are just helping you to land in a job. But when you go for an interview, it is not just the technical skills that will help you. a lot of soft skills is also important for the students to land up in a job or to sustain in a career. So what are some of the soft skill problems that are making our students unemployable? First one is pure communication. So there might be students who are very proficient with their skills, who has a lot of skills, but they cannot communicate it clearly to the interviewer. Do they land up in a job? No, they get rejected. So communication is a very important part. So even if you have good skills, if you're not able to correctly present it in front of the interview board, again you lose the job. So poor communication is one soft skill. Next is lack of confidence. So again, how do you make sure the students gain confidence? You don't gain confidence. Some students would have excellent vocabulary, but they'll not be able to communicate it well. They would shiver when they come in front of a stage. So how do you make sure the students are confident enough to present themselves? You make them practice in the classroom itself. You can give them presentation, you can ask them to talk, deliver uh, talks on certain topics. Slowly, it is like conditioning students. You can condition the students to develop a confidence. Weak teamwork skills. In an organization, you will definitely be working with a team. So even every organization will have some issues like ego clashes, right? So how do you fit into an organization, or how do you develop the teamwork skills? You can introduce a lot of games, you can introduce a lot of projects to work and make sure the students are working in a team, adaptable enough to work in a team. Lack of problem solving ability. Again, like I said, a lot of theories we are teaching the students, but are we giving them the practical applications of it? Is a question. Next is poor adaptability. Now, getting into an industry from a student mode to an employer mode would be an entirely different or a challenging part which the students are facing. So even in our organization institution, we have been facing this problem. So I am a part of the placement cell in our organization, and we have been facing this problem in this few months. Like students are getting employed into organization, and within weeks or within days, they are quitting the job. So what is the, just think of the impact this could have in the institution. What is happening? They want jobs, but they don't want field jobs. They all of them want to sit in office and work. They all need white collar jobs. So are we making our students adaptable to the industry? So if you look at companies like ITC, Asian Paints, all these conglomerates, like they're actually putting manager level new freshers into the very basic sales roles at first. So what they are thinking is like they should learn from the basic position. Only if an HR knows about the problems of a salesperson, he will be able to take the right action as an HR. That is the concept of these people. So even from the basic jobs, they have to come gradually grow and come into the manager level roles. But are students adaptable to this? No, right? So our students face the problem of this adaptability issues. So we have to give them strict measures to make them adaptable to this environment. Next is weak professional attitude, like grooming, not combing their hairs, not like ironing their shirt, not wearing proper shoes. Do you expect a student to go like this into an organization? Absolutely no. Then why do you expect the students to come like this to the to your institution? So these are the skills which we have to condition from the institute level itself to make them adaptable in the organization. Next one is poor time management. Now, uh, like we might uh, allow our students to get into classes even after the bell rings, right? But are the organizations doing this? Absolutely no. There comes the problem of discipline. So again, discipline is something which we have to nurture from the institute level, we have to make sure that the students are being disciplined enough, coming in time to the classes. So these are the small steps which we can take to make them adaptable to the industry. Next is lack of initiative. Now, there are a lot of students which are hesitant to take up responsibilities when we give them, right? So we have to identify such students. In fact, all students should be given minor responsibilities in various posts so that they are able to take the initiative, they are able to lead the team. So they are trying to develop a problem solving skill also there. So these are some of the soft skill problems which we can tackle to make the students employable. Yes. Next, I would like to introduce an employability enhancement initiative to you. So these are some of the initiatives we as teachers can take to enhance the employability in students. First is industry mentoring program. So mentoring is something which is not just for students. Who should be mentored? We as faculties or students? Do faculties need any mentoring from the industry? Or is it just enough to call the some industry person and deliver a speech to the students? Is that enough? So, in my perspective, I would say that first, we as faculties would need mentoring from the industries. So, we need a mentor from the industries when we are developing our course plan or our curriculum. We all have syllabus which we have to stick into, and we can give excuse like we have to finish the syllabus, we don't have time. But is this justice? Is this justice which we are doing to our part? No, right? So even if we have to stick on to the syllabus, even if we have topics which are there in the syllabus, we can take some time, or we can introduce a lot of new topics which fit into the topic. A lot of new technologies would be there which fit into the particular topic, or which there would be a lot of tools which fit into a particular topic in our syllabus. So why not we take an extra initiative to introduce these to the students? So this is uh, possible with the industry mentoring program. So from the industry, we can have a mentor for each of the course. So we as faculties should be first mentored. How to develop a course plan which is fitting into the industry? What are the latest tools which are there in our domain? What are the new technologies which are being developed in our domain? So we should be having a knowledge about all these things first, and then only we should have to deliver the syllabus to students. So this is one thing. Next is monthly expert talks. So we can invite some of the industrial experts to deliver talks to the students, which should also be a interactive session. So the students interact with the industry person, so they can clear their doubts about the industry, what what skills they have to develop, how they can adapt to the industry. So this should be a interactive session. Next is skill certification. Again, when I told you about the syllabus, there are a lot of topics, or there are a lot of tools which are developed in each of the domains. So you can have these as the add-on courses, or you can ask the students to take certificates on these new tools. So that is another way of improving the students' employability skills. Next is to have the internships. So either the institute can directly contact the some of the organizations and ask for the internships, or you can even ask the students to take minor like 2-3 weeks or 1 month internships whenever they go for a holiday and all. You can give them a motivation to go for internships. So there are a lot of sites like Unstop, then LinkedIn, Monster, Naukri, Internshala, which gives students internships. Short internships are being delivered to the students. So you can actually um, ask the students to do these things as well. Some of your mic is on. Yeah. So to sum up all of these things, I have introduced a framework, which is the employability enhancement framework. So in the employability enhancement framework, first is to identify the industry expectations, what the industry is expecting from the students. So how do we do this? We are going to directly ask the industry representatives about this, or our recruitment team about this. Also, we can also find these things from the job descriptions of the various organizations. Next is to map the curriculum gaps. Now we are going to analyze what is the gap in the academia and industry. Where do we lack in terms of the industry? Now is to integrate a skills training for the students. So what are the latest tools and technologies which are being introduced in the organization? We can give an overview to the students about this. So with this, I don't mean that we are going to teach each of these tools to the students. We won't be getting time for that, right? But we can give an introduction to the students about this. We can make the students aware about these are some of the tools which have been latestly introduced into the in the particular industry. Or with the coming of AI, there are a lot of tools which we use in each of the domain, right? So we can just give them an awareness, which we can give an awareness to the students that such and such tools have been recently introduced in this domain. You can explore more on this. Students will have the enthusiasm. They will be eager to learn all these things. They'll do it on themselves. But the awareness part is what we as faculties can actually give them. Next is to provide industry exposure. So you can also give the internships and project exposure to the students. Some sites which I would suggest is like Forage. There is a site like Forage. Forage is a site which actually has the simulations and internships, short internships, which are actually industry oriented. So students can actually log into Forage site and they can search for particular internships. So they actually act as in simulations from the industry. So a lot of industries like TCS, many organizations like TCS, PwC have been giving short like simulations in the site. So the students can explore on that. Next is to assess their practical competency. Are these students capable to fit into the industry? So we can evaluate the students based on their skills and the knowledge and how they can apply it in the real world scenario. So this has to be assessed by the faculties. Next is to gain a continuous feedback from the recruiter. So we started with identifying the expectations and we have to continuously get the feedback from the recruiters on the upcoming trends in the industry. So this is a framework which we can follow to improve the employability in students. Yes. Next best topic which I would like to talk to you is about branding. So employability just doesn't fit with getting a career. So how do we brand ourselves? So we have all these skills, all these technical skills. I have a lot of technical skills. I know Python, I know R, I know Power BI. I am equipped with a lot of skills, and I have the required soft skills also, which is required for the job, but I'm not getting the visibility which I need in the industry. So how do I do this? There comes the importance of branding. Now, how do you brand yourself into the industry or the world outside your institution? That is another important thing which we have to make our students aware of. So this branding perspective is not just for students, it is for teachers as well. I'm sure that you had a session on branding in the previous days, but this is how you apply it into the practical perspective, which I would like to discuss it today. First one is resume. Now, are we giving our students enough awareness on how to create a proper resume? So if you see this example, this is an example of a very bad resume, I would say. Now, what are the problems with this resume? Can you just identify? I have annotated a few points. Any other suggestions which you would like to give for this resume? So here, if you see first the email, rahulcoolboy123@gmail.com, very unprofessional email, right? So make sure the students use a professional email first thing. If you're using a photo, a profile photo, you make sure it is a professional photo. If it is a management student, they should have their blazers, their ties. It should be a professional photo. Otherwise, don't keep the photo. Again, coming into the objective, it is very generic and copied by everyone, right? So we generally, most of the students would be keeping the same objective in the resume. So recently we had a mock interview in our institution, and when I was reading through the objective, it was all like copy pasted among the students. So that is not something which has to be a generic one. It is personal to each one of the students. So what is our career objective, or even what I want, I manifest myself to be in the future? That is what our objective should be. So it is very personal thing for each of the students, and it should never be generic or copied from the other students. Next is moving on to the education. They have not given any specialization, and the relevant details are also not there. Next is coming into skills. Skills is something most of the students make mistakes on. So generally, what skills do students write? I've seen a lot of resumes writing communication, leadership, teamwork, yeah, hardworking. So these are some of the skills. Do you have any like skills which you find interesting in students, which is not right fit for the resume? Any instances? Yeah. So few days ago, when I was looking through the resume of a student, I saw the skill as teamwork. I asked him, like, can you give me an example of a situation in which you have proved that you are a good team worker? Then he said, like, yes, ma'am, I have been helping my um, friends in the exam hall. I have excellent teamwork skills in the exam hall. Is that a right way to write in the resume? Is that a right skill to write in the exam? What if he tells this in the interview? So this is how students are thinking about their skills. They commonly write teamwork, communication, then hardworking, leadership. Then another example would be like leadership. Leadership. I asked a student, like, can you give me, it's the same question, can you give me an example of where you have proved leadership as your skill? I had a group project which the teacher gave me. I was the leader of the group project. We kept an assignment for that. We got 10 on 10 for that. Is that a leadership skill which is proven by the student? No, right? So make sure that if a student is writing a skill, a soft skill in their leadership, in their skills part, they have sufficient evidence or example to prove that skill. So if you're writing leadership, it should be like you have been the leader of a club, or a house captain, a head girl, taken up responsibilities in the placement cell, or any of the associated activities. They should have a sufficient example wherein they have led a team to reach the goal. So that is an important thing which should come in the skills part. And you cannot just simply write down MS like MS Office, So MS Office means there are a lot of other tools which is coming in MS Office, right? But are the students aware of or proficient in all these tools? No. They would be knowing MS Word, MS PowerPoint. So whatever you know, you just have to stick on to that. Now, internship part, when they have done the internship or even in the experience part, I would always suggest that whenever you write the experience or the internship part, do write what you have done for the organization or what changes you have brought into the organization, how you were important to the organization. That should be written down as points in the internship or experience part. Next one is you can write down about the projects. Then an interesting part is the hobbies part. Sleeping, watching TV, watching movies, listening songs, traveling is another important like interesting hobby which students would write in the resume. When I asked a boy, have you traveled, are you a frequent traveler? Yes, I went to Munnar 5 years ago. I love to travel. Is that coming as a hobby? Hobby is something which gives you some kind of a improvement or something which you do often. That should come as hobbies. And when you are writing hobby, a particular hobby in your resume, that should add some value to your skills in some way. If you're writing sports, that is adding to your teamwork. So some kind of additional input should be there to your profile when you write a particular hobby. Listening songs, watching movies and all are like completely should be avoided when you write in the resume. Declaration and something which we no longer use at all. So it is long time forgotten something in the resume. Never encourage students to write declaration part. So this is a resume which you can take an example of. This is a resume which is being, or the template which is followed in the IIMs. If you see this resume, you can see that how much of a content is being crunched into a single page. So if you see the single page, you get to know the entire student, right? You get to know the entire details of the student is there in this single page. So fancy layout, lot of colors, photos, nothing is required for a good resume. You just need to have a very basic template, but it should have a properly formatted template with sufficient details. Whatever is required about yourself has to be there in the resume. Now, another thing which every student has to keep in mind is that there should be at least two resumes. Two types of resumes should be kept by each and every student. One is for the online applications and one is for the placement that comes into the college. So the online application resumes will always go through the ATS, which is the automated tracking system. So that is more like done with the AI tools. So that should be not like the resume which is going to the ATS should be completely different from the resume which they are using when they are sitting for the placements. When they are sitting for the placements, they need to have a resume which they can talk about more. Like they need to have some keywords only. So whenever the interviewer is asking about the keyword, they can easily explain about these. If they have given an experience, what they have done in their particular company can be written down in their resume. So whenever the interviewer is asking about it, the student can easily explain it to the interviewer. But the resume which is used for the online application should have all the details, which should be quantified details. Suppose if you are writing like I have improved the sales of the company, could be one line which I have written in my experience. But how much sale, what is the percentage of sales which you have improved, has to be written down, has to be quantified in the resume which is going through the online platforms. So the quantifying part is very important. Then only the ATS is going to sense it. And also the keywords whichever you find in LinkedIn. If you're applying through LinkedIn or any of the online platforms, search the job description of the particular post. Identify what are the key skills or the keywords which are being used in the job description, and that should be there in your resume. Only then the ATS will be picking your resume for further rounds. So these are this is all about the resume part. Next important branding tool which we all can use is LinkedIn. So where do we showcase our achievements? Where do we showcase our skills? Obviously we have a portfolio or we have a resume which is online, that is LinkedIn. So if you see this example, this is a very bad example of a LinkedIn profile. So there is no profile photo, no proper cover picture, the experience is very vague, the about section is very vague. So our LinkedIn is like our digital picture image, like it's a first impression which the recruiters would be looking into when we submit an online application. So that should be maintained very properly. The first section would be the intro part. So our profile photo, a very professional photo of us should be there in our LinkedIn, our full name. So this is not like in any Instagram story or any Instagram account. This is a very highly professional social account which we have to keep. So we have a professional photo here. This is not a good cover picture at all. So we can have a good cover picture which is representing us, what we are into. If I am into data science, I can have a picture of a data science, something related to that. If I'm owning a company, I can have a like I can have an image or a poster of the company which I am having. So this is the intro part. Next, I can give the education and the industry is another part where which helps other people to find us, which makes us visible to the other people. So if we are in the same industry, so we have given industry as management, so other people who has given management will be visible to me and I will be visible to them as well. So this helps in improving my visibility. Next is the headline part. Headline is like how do I introduce myself in very short short words. What are my proficiencies or what am I into? If I am an assistant professor, I can give assistant professor. I am an assistant professor in data science or analytics. Assistant professor, data science, analyst, PMP certified. So what uh, people want to see about me, that can be given as the headline. So this headline is used when people track me. If a recruiter is searching for PMP certified, if I've given that in my headline, then I would be visible to them. So headline is another important part which has to be updated in our LinkedIn profile. So here, if you see in this example, they've given like what that person is actually. He's a consultant and trainer for marketing. He is expertise in brand strategy, growth hacking, customer insights, demand generation. So what are our expertise can also be given in the headline part. So this is an example of the headline part here. So these are some of the examples which is having professional cover pictures as well as the profile photos. If you look, each of them are different, are in different industries, have in different portfolios. So whatever is fitting into their portfolio, they have given it as a cover page. The first person is a someone who's a lecturer who's taking classes. So he has given a picture of him delivering a lecture session to the community. So such like this, you can give the you can customize your LinkedIn profile. So these are some of the very personal things which you have to customize yourselves. So it should not be copied from anyone. And another thing which I would like to say is like if you look at all these profiles, you can see the connections, 500 plus connections. So this is another thing which you should all insist your students to do, and yourself has to do. So at least 500 connections should be made by each of the students one before they go out from the college or the institution. So you might think like, what is the use of like increasing the number of followers? This is not like an Instagram, but what helps you is like, now currently I am having like 1500 plus followers in my LinkedIn, and what is the use of this is like, I am daily receiving all the latest updates in the industry, latest like the hiring updates, the latest vacancies in the industries. All this can is currently available to me when I just scroll through the LinkedIn. So I don't have to go and check into the recruitment sites, different online sites. I just have to open my LinkedIn. All these followers of me are from the my own domain, but they are in the HR position, leading positions. So I have tried to make connections with all these people around from my domain who are the talent acquisition specialists, HRs, CEOs. So they will be regularly posting all these hiring updates. Whenever there is a vacancy or recruitment happening in the organization, they'll post it in the LinkedIn. And because of these 1000 plus connections which I've made, I get all these posts in my LinkedIn page itself. So I can easily scroll through LinkedIn every day, and I can suggest it to my students. Even when I am looking for an job switching, I can easily get it from the LinkedIn. So whenever your student, once your student is going out from the college also, they have developed a networking with the people in the domain, so they don't find it difficult to get placed into an industry or into a career, and even when they go out of the college. So this is how, something which you should insist your students to do, and it will help them in the long future, definitely. Next is the about section of the LinkedIn page. This is the most important part and most funniest responses which I used to get from the students. This is something which you have to tell about yourself to the people who are viewing your uh, LinkedIn profile. So if somebody asks you to introduce yourself in 30 seconds, what would you tell them? That should be written in the about section of the LinkedIn page. What you are, what are your skills, what are your expertise, where you have worked, what is your experience. All these things should be cruxed into the about part. So this will act as your summary of the LinkedIn profile or your portfolio. It should act as a summary of your portfolio. That is the about section. Next is the experience section. So here you can give the company name, your role, and what you have done. A small snippet of what you have done in the organization, or how you have added value to the organization. Next is coming into the LinkedIn post, which you are posting into the LinkedIn. So this is not like any Instagram post, right? So LinkedIn is it has to be kept highly professional. So the usage of a lot of emojis, unprofessional language, all these should be avoided in the LinkedIn post. And even when you are commenting on somebody's post in LinkedIn, you have to make sure that you are wise enough to comment professionally. So this is an example of a very bad Instagram post. Here you can see that it is a very small challenge which is being expressed as a greatest challenge of her life. So will immediately give the recruiters of an impression that even the small challenges cannot be handled by this particular student, right? So avoid using such small scenarios which happen in our lives to post in the LinkedIn. Some great achievements which we have had, or something which enhances our portfolio, our profile should be like timely updated into the LinkedIn. Yes, another thing which I would like to introduce is to maintain a e-portfolio. Yes. Now, how do you maintain what is an e-portfolio? So an e-portfolio is like a digital resume of you. What you are presenting it digitally. So if what if you are maintaining a file or a documentary about yourself, and whenever a recruiter is going to ask for uh, about yourself, you can just share a link to them, and they'll be able to find whatever you have done, whatever you are, your achievements, your like your projects, your portfolios, everything in one single page. So that is how you maintain an e-portfolio. It is like maintaining an online documentary. So this is an example of an e-portfolio. You can see here, this person is a professor. He has given an introduction about himself, his contact. Yeah, all his publications have been given here. All the blogs which he has written is given here. The updates on his projects which he has been working into. So everything about himself is being just delivered in the site. So if he share this link to a particular recruiter, he can easily recruit him, because everything about him is there in this particular e-portfolio. So without even interviewing a person, the recruiter gets to know what the person actually is. Now, another beautiful thing which he has done here is he has given the direct links to each of his sites, other portfolios in this particular e-portfolio. If you take just Google Scholar, yeah, you can see in Google Scholar, you can see all his publications, right? So this is what branding is. You are making yourself visible to the other people or the industry. Now, how can you make this? And I'll show another example also. This is another simpler version of a e-portfolio. Here he has given an about section of himself. He has written down his CV. CV is available. All his research projects are given. What is his interest? So we as teachers, faculties can brand ourselves using this e-portfolio. We can actually show all our projects. In resume, we can just mention our projects, right? But in an e-portfolio, we can actually show them what we have done in projects. So this helps the recruiter to easily know your interest, know your expertise, and hire you. So this can be even done to students. Students can easily create a Google sites for free. A site can be created using Google Sites. We have a easily usable tool for that. It is called as Google Sites. So you can just click as Google Sites free template. You get a lot of templates where you can just fill up the details and create a new portfolio. So if I take Google Sites, I can see the portfolio session here. Yeah, so I can just fill up the details, whatever is required here, make some edits. I can easily publish this into a e-portfolio site. So this is how easily you can do this. And if you introduce this to the students, again, that helps them immensely in improving their visibility to the recruiters. Another thing is I would suggest the students would do is like make a Google Drive for themselves, which is separate for the recruitment part only. Whatever projects they are doing, whatever coding, whatever they have done in their like as projects or any internships, they can all be documented as like files, and they can all be stored in a Google Drive. Or even if they are into coding or any other computer science background, students can maintain a GitHub account and show all their projects, which is in that itself. So we can just share a single link to the recruiter and show all our proficiencies and expertise in a single site. So that is how you can improve your branding. So this is an excellent way which I would like to introduce you to branding. Yeah, so we are coming into the end of the session. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, we can listen.
Okay. Okay. Now, before ending the session, I would like to ask you a question. What is one change you will make in your teaching to improve the employability in students? Can you give me some quick answers to this? Make them create LinkedIn account? Yes, good. And make sure they create a lot of followers as well from their domain. Giving importance to communication skill. Yes. And there are like small things which we can incorporate uh, in our classroom itself, like giving them small assignments where they get them to talk more, make them to take initiatives, make them to take up responsibilities. So these are like conditional formatting of like conditioning of students. Sorry, conditioning of students, which we can develop from the institution or the classroom as well to equip them to face the industry, making them apply the knowledge they granted. Yes. So I think with this session, at least you would have something in your mind to improve the employability of your students, right? Yeah. So with this opportunities to brand it, yes. So I want all of you to think about some kind of an initiative which you would be incorporating in your classroom to improve the employability of students rather than sticking onto the syllabus. So as educators, it's our responsibility to make our students to learn, adapt, and apply the knowledge which we are giving them in the industry as well. So as all be able to equip our students to a brighter future ahead in the industry, to give more life commerce programs. Yes. Thanks a lot for your responses. So with this, I'm winding up my session. I hope I was able to deliver something of use to you. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, dear ma'am, for such an enlightening and informative session. Dear participants, if you have any queries or doubts, it's your time. You can unmute yourself and ask or chat in the chat box. Thank you all. I believe there is no more questions. So, as we move forward to the conclusion of this FDP, I invite Reverend Dr. C. Stephen, Secretary and Correspondent of Najal Catholic College of Arts and Science, to deliver the valedictory address.
Respected resource persons, principal, organizing committee members, esteemed faculty participants, and dear friends, good evening to all. It gives me immense joy and satisfaction to appear before you at the valedictory function of this faculty development program on excellence in education, shaping tomorrow's classroom. Over the past few days, this FDP has served as a vibrant platform for learning, reflection, collaboration, and professional growth. The sessions have explored innovative pedagogical practices, technology enabled learning, outcome based education, research integration, and learner centered approaches that are redefining modern education. Education today is no longer confined to the transmission of formation. The classroom of tomorrow demands teachers who inspire curiosity, courage, critical thinking, foster creativity, and nurture values. In an age marked by rapid technological advancements and changing learner expectations, excellence in education requires continuous renewal of knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Faculty development program, therefore, is not an option but a necessity. I sincerely appreciate all the resource persons who have generously shared their expertise and insights. Your guidance has enriched this program and equipped our faculty members with practical strategies to enhance teaching and learning. My heartfelt congratulations go to all the participants. Your enthusiastic involvement, active discussions, and willingness to learn reflect your commitment to academic excellence. The true success of an FTP is not measured by the number of sessions conducted, but by the transformation it brings to classrooms and to the impact it creates in the lives of students. As educators, we carry a noble responsibility. Every lesson we teach, every value we impart, and every student we encourage contributes to shaping the future of society. The classrooms we build today will determine the leaders, innovators, researchers, and responsible citizens of tomorrow. I also extend my sincere appreciation to the principal, AQAC team, coordinators, organizing committee, technical support staff, and everyone who worked tirelessly behind the screen to make this program a grand success. Your dedication and teamwork deserve special recognition. As we conclude this FTP, I encourage each participant to carry forward the spirit of lifelong learning. Let us continue to embrace innovation, foster collaboration, and strive for excellence in every aspect of our academic mission. Let us transform our classrooms into spaces of inspiration, inclusion, creativity, and meaningful learning. In the words of Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which can use to change the world. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. May we continue to use the powerful instrument with wisdom, commitment, and compassion. I wish each of you success in your academic endeavors and thank you for your valuable participation. May God bless all our efforts in shaping tomorrow's classrooms and building a brighter future through education. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Father, for your inspiring words and constant encouragement. Dear participants, feedback link has been posted in the chat. Please fill the feedback form. You will receive your certificates to your registered email ID within a week. Thank you all. As we come to the end of this memorable FDP, I invite Dr. Christabel Merlin Mahil, Assistant Professor of English Department, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening to one and all. It's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks for today's national level online FDP on excellence in education, shaping tomorrow's classroom with the insightful topic, employability enhancement in students. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt thanks to Reverend Dr. Father C. Stephen for his inspiring valedictory address and constant encouragement. My sincere gratitude goes to Dr. M. Amalnathan, the principal of Nanjal Catholic College of Answered Sites, for his felicitation and unwavering support towards academic excellence. I express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Ms. Neethu R. Menon, for sharing valuable insights and practical perspectives on bridging the gap between academic and industry. Your session has been truly enlightening and beneficial to all participants. Thank you, ma'am. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to the FDP convener, Dr. Beulah Benslet, HOD of Department of BCA, and the entire organizing team for their meticulous planning, dedication, and tireless efforts in successfully conducting this 6-day national level faculty development program. Their commitment to academic excellence and professional development has made this program both meaningful and enrichment for all participants. Thank you. I would also like to thank Dr. Ruben Rajashekar for introducing our distinguished guest speaker and Mrs. Subbi MS for delivering the warm welcome address. I appreciate faculty members, participants, technical team, and everyone who worked behind the scenes to make this program a grand success. Thank you all for your active participation and enthusiastic involvement. May the knowledge gained today inspire us to create better learning opportunity for our students. Once again, thank you everyone. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, ma'am. As we conclude this 6-day national level online FDP, let us carry forward the knowledge, inspiration, and innovative ideas gained through this session into our classroom and professional lives. Wishing everyone continued learning, growth, and excellence in education. Thank you. Have a wonderful evening.